This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about training camp, first day with pads, and man, they got real. Zach Baun got decked. You got AJ Brown and Quinyon Mitchell staring each other down, and practice was interesting with the pads, but let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into it, I like to talk about what the coaches and stuff talked about the beginning of practice. And Michael Clay was the coach that talked to the media before practice started. And he talked about the special teams and how we got an advantage with the new rules. But let me play this clip.
Talk about it, each and every day. How can we get better? How can we implement some things? But I kind of look at it just like in every other aspect of special teams. You kind of have to build it like a house. Like you got to start with the foundation, then build up from it. So we still have to work some technique things. I mean, at the essence of it, it's still kickoff return in the second light. So we still got to build it, but we have had a lot of good times, good talk about it. Even the players having their feedback. One thing I really wanted to kind of put an added emphasis on is the players' feedback. They're the ones playing it. What's comfortable for them? What do they feel is working? And that communication between myself and the players is essential for us to be pretty successful in this. But again, it's I'm looking forward to Thursday to see Houston and Chicago, see what it looks like from there, and how can we get better from that.
I totally agree. Having Britton Covey, having Isaiah Rodgers, having John Ross, you have a full advantage of this new rule, because the new rule is you kick off, the people can't start running until you touch the ball. Imagine John Ross getting a head start against the kickoff team, or Isaiah Rodgers. We're talking about dudes that have been great during special teams. Even Britton Covey, who I believe was a Pro Bowl alternate, he had one of the best seasons of his career last year, and he got better. So just imagine what he can do with the new kickoff rule. And I agree with Michael Clay, man. Michael Clay been on a tear. He was one of those guys we wanted out at one point, but so far he's been on the money. So yeah, again, shout out to Michael Clay for keeping it a buck, keeping it real. And after practice, Devonta Smith spoke to Kay Adams, and she straight up asked him, like, why didn't you want to leave Philadelphia? She didn't say this part, but it was like, you could have went somewhere and basically got more money. But let me play this clip.
I want to congratulate you on that extension. I'm sorry, I should have done that before. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
I feel like a lot of wide receivers, how do I say this, would have gone somewhere they would eat all the targets. It'd all be theirs. There's mouths to feed here. You have to share the looks, the ball. Why Philly?
This place, brought me in. They believed in me from day one. So why not? Why go somewhere else when, this building, I feel it's a lot of love in this city, a lot of love in the building. I love the coaches, love everybody that's in this building. So why would I go somewhere else?
Devonta Smith, I respect your loyalty. I definitely do. Could Devonta Smith went to Arizona or just somewhere else in general, a team that got a lot of cap space, maybe stayed in a division, went to like the Commanders or something like that, sure, and got paid a lot of money and just waited out his contract. But he's loyal to the team. He understands branding and marketing. Eagles have one of the biggest fan bases that you can leverage. So why not stay with one team? Plus, you still getting paid $25+ million. That's generational wealth. So I like how Devonta Smith mindset is. I think he's extremely loyal to the team. Of course, he wanted to get paid his dollars, but I think he liked how the team is ran. The people around him probably want his kids to grow up with AJ Brown kids. They are really cool. So sometimes we got to take culture into consideration over money sometimes. Trust me. I worked at some companies, my personal life, where I could have made more money, and I stayed at other companies where it's about the same or even slightly less because the culture is better. And culture matters. Culture definitely matters. So shout out to Devonta Smith for making the right choice. All right, so let's get into these camp notes. Yes, the camp notes, they got real. So Lane Johnson and Saquon Barkley were back at practice today, or yesterday, I should say. Whatever personal things Saquon was going through, got through it. Lane Johnson too. healed up. He was ready for the pass, so it's good that these two were back. Quinyon Mitchell took first team reps. Yes, he did, right in that nickel. And Isaiah Rodgers got the head nod. You know, Kelee, Ringo been the guy for like the past 3 days, but Isaiah Rodgers was on the first team and he made some plays. Trevor Keegan, it was the shoulder. I said the arm with the last video, but it was actually the shoulder that was hurt. But he was back out there, but he was limited. The shoulder was wrapped. So it was good to see Keegan was back. During the 101s, Jalen Carter versus Mekhi Becton. Jalen Carter literally tossed Mekhi Becton. That was crazy. Mekhi Becton probably never been moved like that in his life. First play, handoff to Saquon Barkley. He get hit by Zack Baun. They got right to it. Straight handoff, Zack Baun with the hit. The pads are on. It's serious now. So for right guard, Mekhi Becton was still there. So we know Tyler Steen is still dealing with the ankle injury, and Mekhi Becton is still the right guard. Kenneth Gainwell actually had a good day. So Jalen Hurts dropped back, passed to Kenneth Gainwell over Nakobe Dean. I'm hearing Kenneth Gainwell looking quick, looking fast, and he looked like he got something to prove. So Kenneth Gainwell's having a really good camp. He's having a really good camp. We know he's not going to start over Saquon, but he's a guy we got to watch when his opportunity is called, and I think he's going to take full advantage of his role. First camp fight where Zack Baun gets decked. So it was a run play. Fred Johnson pancaked Zack Baun. Zack Baun got up, pushed him. Fred Johnson had laughed, but practice started to ramp up like, okay, here we go. Pancake, Fred Johnson setting the tone. Zack Baun like, all right. We practicing now. Okay. That set the tone and things just start happening during practice. CJ Johnson made one hell of a play. It was a handoff to, I believe, Saquon Barkley, and CJ Johnson got to the backfield, blew up the play, rocked Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I'm telling you, that Fred Johnson thing really started to heat things up. So CJ out there making plays. Eagles had some red zone drills. Hurts was 3 or 4 in the red zone. Got 3 touchdowns. So that's really good that the offense is looking better in the red zone. Please don't take me back to 2021 season. Oh man, we was like terrible in the red zone. But so far, we look good in the red zone. Johnny Wilson caught a touchdown during the 101s. Darius Slay versus AJ Brown. Darius Slay had great coverage, broke up a play to AJ Brown. Quinyon Mitchell had great reps against AJ Brown during 101s. It got intense. Both of the dudes, was staring each other down, was talking a little trash to each other, and I like this. I like this a lot. But AJ Brown spoke about it, about Quinyon Mitchell and him talking trash to each other, and this is what AJ Brown had to say.
Saw a young defensive back out here chirping at you a little bit. The young first rounder, Quinyon Mitchell. Talk about that kid. What have you seen from him, and how good can that kid be?
A lot of heart. He has a lot of heart, man. I don't mind the chirping. Yeah. I sometimes he don't know. I pick a fight with him. Yeah. I pick a fight with him. Make it interesting. He's a good guy, man. He works hard. He's competing. And ultimately, I'm just trying to get him ready for whenever we play in September.
I could ask you league.
Pretty dope, man. He like, look, I start fights with him sometimes too. He don't be knowing, but I start a fight with him too. And Quinyon Mitchell spoke about it as well. He was asked questions by John Clark and also by our local media. I'm gonna play both clips.
Between me and him, we gonna compete and we gonna talk trash on this.
But does he kind of give you pointers and stuff? Does he help you out as far as what you're seeing and what he's doing and stuff?
Oh yeah, on the field we gonna compete, but off the field we talk and stuff like that. He just give me pointers and stuff like that, so I appreciate it.
You had 2 reps against AJ today. Seemed like you had a stare down there. What was that experience like?
Yeah, just every day I come out and I go against AJ, I just try to compete. I mean, he one of the best in the game, so I know I'm going to get good work. So every chance I get to go against, I'm just going to compete and try to raise the bar.
Talk a little bit of trash, try to get under his skin. So I really just been going against him. So, it's been great. One of the best receivers in the game, him and Smitty. So, I just feel like it's good work.
Now, I think I saw you today maybe lining up in the slot, and I saw Devonta maybe in motion.
Yeah.
How fast is Devonta?
Man, he's smoking. He's lightning. Great receiver, tough and physical as well. So he's a great receiver.
This is dope, man. I like it. A.J. Brown just want to get this guy better. Quinyon just want to be better. Yeah, they might talk trash to each other on the field, but off the field, Quinyon goes up to A.J. Brown, see what he can do to get better. But Quinyon, man, he's having a great camp. And I told y'all, he been starting in the nickel, and it looked like he's going to win that spot because he's just simply that good. You can't have him on the bench because Darius Slay is Darius Slay. He's keeping that spot. But Isaiah Rodgers and Kelee Ringo are really good right now, and it's going to be really hard for Quinyon to win that spot. But that nickel is wide open. So Quinyon is just taking full advantage. With Fangio probably like, look, we got to get this guy on the field. So shout out to Quinyon Mitchell. Keep balling, man. Keep balling. Trevor Keegan had got some first team reps. That's really good at left guard. Landon Dickerson was subbing in and out, but Trevor Keegan was the guy they called up. Avonte Maddox and James Bradberry have been the backup duo as far as with the safety, so they found their way on the field somehow, some way. But James Bradberry, again, is not having the worst camp. He's actually looking pretty good. But my only question with James Bradberry is, can he do special teams? We know he's not a slot corner. So it'll be interesting what we do with him. And it's good that James Bradberry not being sour about it. It is what it is. He doing what he have to do. Even Avonte Maddox, because it looked like Avonte Maddox spot about to get taken. But he said he's still coaching up like Quinyon when he asked questions. So shout out for the two guys are being, great teammates. We know what they both did in this league. Kelee Ringo almost had the first interception during camp, 7-on-7s. Jalen Hurts threw one, damn near right to Kelee Ringo, and he dropped it. So Jalen Hurts is still perfect. Jalen Hurts actually had a really good day. I believe Jalen Hurts was like 14 or 21 with like 6 touchdowns. Ridiculous numbers. Ridiculous. Landon Dickerson was in the medical tent, and he was dealing with some injury, but heard it was really minor, but he was definitely in the medical tent, and that's why Trevor Keegan came in for him. Isaiah Rodgers was like a PBU king, so it was a throw to A.J. Brown. If Isaiah Rodgers did not get there, it would have been a touchdown, but Isaiah Rodgers' recovery speed caught up to A.J. Brown and deflected the pass, and Isaiah Rodgers had probably one of his best days of camp with the pads on. So Isaiah Rodgers put his name out there doing some great things as that starting cornerback. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. making really good plays. He made a nice play against the run. I believe it was with the second team. So Trotter Jr. keep moving his way up the ranks. CJ Gardner-Johnson makes another play. It was a pass to Saquon Barkley. CJ Gardner-Johnson sniffed the whole play out and got a nice hit against Saquon Barkley. Darius Slay had one of his best days as well. Darius Slay was covering Devonta Smith and had a nice PBU against Devonta Smith. So Darius Slay showing like year 12, I can still do this thing at a high level. So shout out to Darius Slay. Nakobe Dean actually made a play. Nakobe Dean, he sniffed out a run play. It was going to Will Shipley, and Nakobe Dean got into the hole, got Will Shipley down, because if Nakobe Dean was not there, it would have been a really big play for Will Shipley, possibly even a touchdown. But Nakobe Dean sniffed it out. And that's what I'm saying about Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean is a smart player. He's a really good player. But the physicality, that's my thing. Can he keep up? We will see. And last note of the day, Saquon Barkley, handoff, touchdown. So Saquon had a day. He took some licks, but he had a day for sure. And that's all I got for you guys today. As far as the camp notes, my thoughts is that got physical, some nice hits was out there. Some big hits were out there. Of course, CJ Gardner-Johnson getting nice hits. The Quinyon Mitchell and A.J. Brown saga continues, which I really like. I like for sure as a fan. You want to see your rookie do his thing. You want to see a vet do his thing, and both are playing at a high level. I like that they both challenging each other. They both, doing what they had to do just to get better in general. Just to get better, man. Jalen Hurts still continuing what he's doing, even though he had some basically the one throw. Actually, I won't even say some throws. The one that hit Kelee Ringo, but Jalen Hurts continues to be on the tear. The defensive line looking really good. I like that the guys got physical, like the Zack Baun and the Fred Johnson thing. Like, okay, let's ramp this thing up. And there were no major injuries. That's the big thing. No major injuries. I hope for no major injuries. I believe we practiced today. I could be wrong. Wednesday, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm happy we left with no major injuries. A lot of good hits. Saquon got his first feel of just doing this thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Kenneth Gainwell, I'm really happy for him. Prospering in his role. So it was a lot of good things to take away from the first day of training camp with the pads on, man. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Quinyon, Zack Baun, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts still having a day, Saquon. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm a